Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger. My friends, the Goldlewis trailer for Guilty Gear Strive has dropped, and in this video we're gonna break it all down as you would expect. As you may well know, I've been big time on the Goldlewis train since like day one when he first appeared in a trailer. So a lot of people ask me actually to put my reaction in the video as well. Normally I'm not a reaction guy. If you follow the channel, that's not really my thing, but I had a lot of genuine excitement and a lot of people asked for it, so here it is. This video will be timestamped, so if you just want to skip to the trailer breakdown, it'll be somewhere in the timestamps. But otherwise, here is my live reaction first, and then we'll get to the trailer breakdown. All right. Oh. Okay, here we go. Here we go. That's the command center. That's Goldlewis. Oh shit, it's fucking muted. It's Goldlewis, yeah? Yes! Fuck yes! The good guys win again!
What's that?
The Secretary of Absolute Defense. Oh my god, he's fucking huge. Look at that.
Ridiculous.
Oh, he's so slow too. That's amazing.
Let me explain. Huh?
Yes, we got our alien.
Right.
Right, every one of my
Plan F. Bring it on out.
He has summons.
Haven't taught my play.
Alien uppercut.
51 seconds. That's a good number.
Laser eye. He's Kano.
Right, every
You
one of
fixing
my
to start a
race
war there,
become a
Hoss?
gorilla.
You're up. UMA.
Fuck yes. There's justice in this world. Playable July 7th, 27th for season pass holders. Individual sale on the 30th. Oh. August 2021. Oh, there's still been 2022. Okay, it's just going by too fast for me.
That's right, every one of my race can become a giant gorilla.
All right, now with that silliness out of the way, let's break down the trailer proper as we learn quite a bit about Goldlewis. So first here is like the CIC. You see this a lot in the story mode. This is where Goldlewis does a lot of his, barking out orders, all that kind of stuff. He also seems to be alien hunting in his speech. We got some stuff to say about the aliens as we got a press release, and there may be some new layers to that, but now onto the trailer. So first thing to note here, obviously we have the alien in the coffin, and it's such a core part of the character, you can even see his ET little finger behind Goldlewis in his official art. We see a bit of his intro here, just slamming the alien coffin to the ground, and adjusting his tie because, as you well know, he is all business. Everyone has fancy names, and his is the Secretary of Absolute Defense. That's one hell of a name. And now we get our first actual gameplay here. So yeah, he's swinging the coffin around like it's a giant goddamn flail. And there's like spiky bits at the end of the coffin on both ends, both top and bottom. So very effective weapon to be sure, right? So first immediate thing to notice here is both strikes are guard breaks. Guard breaks are pretty big deal. They're pretty rare in the game. When you're guard broken, that generally means the enemy is very plus on block, and you cannot yellow, Roman cancel, or burst out when you are in a guard broken state. With that said, I guess you would have to assume this is some kind of special move, as the moves we have currently, at least in the game right now, none of the guard breaks are normals, they're all special moves. You would think also this move is like one move, one contiguous move, but he does seem to return to the neutral state right after the first swing, so right here for a split second, right there, and then he does it a second time. So I don't know if he actually is returning to neutral and these are two separate moves, or perhaps there's a delay or whatever. But either way, big boy has big guard breaks. Continuing on, we get a second pair. This is another double swing. First is the big one down, then one upwards. Once again, this is a guard break again. So he already automatically has the most amount of guard breaks in the game, which definitely to his advantage, I'm sure. He can also run, as you can see at the very start. So I thought he would be a character like Nagoriyuki or like Potemkin, that he would be mobility limited, and he still might be. Like, I really can't see this guy air dashing at the very least, but at bare minimum, he is allowed to run. Also, at the very start here, you see him do this shoulder style of move. This reads to me as a command normal, so he's doing like maybe like 6k like Potemkin shoulder or something like that, and then special canceling into this double hitting special move. Now, is this special perhaps linked to the other double hitting move? I guess that makes sense. They certainly are thematically linked at least. We get a shot here of the coffin that's from story mode, and then going directly into his regular forward throw, and it's just a big old triple headbutt. And you know what? Headbutts are perfectly fine throw. When you're taller and bigger than the other person, a headbutt becomes a very surgical way of attack. Looks cool to me anyways. Says here the cryptid collector, we'll talk about that in a second, and he knocks on the coffin. He's like, hey, alien pal, what's up? Spot me a mirror so I can comb my hair. Folks, that is true friendship. Now, back to gameplay. This is very interesting. So we have our lovely alien friend hand and just snipes Nagoriyuki out of the air while he's trying to jump at Goldlewis. That's interesting enough, but the thing is, Goldlewis is a tall character, right? And this hitbox is hitting well above him, so this must be like a dedicated anti-air, at least that's what I'm thinking. Perhaps a command normal, maybe his 6p, although it'd be like the highest hitting up in the air 6p of all of them. And I say command normal because he actually special cancels right out of it here. He has his alien friend just toss out a little flying bomb, drone, whatever you want to call it, right? Obviously a little bit of setup, a little bit of startup, but as you can see here, that Goldlewis, he recovers after the move, right? So he can follow up behind the bomb. So this in and of itself immediately tells me there's going to be all sorts of like interesting mix-ups and all that kind of stuff he can do. At bare minimum, something like crouch kick for low and just stand dust for overhead, that kind of stuff. Because now on top of Goldlewis coming at you, you also have to block the bomb. So I can see this kind of move anytime you get a knockdown, anytime you get a sweep or whatever. This is what you go for, right? You use that time to set up your pressure tool. They kind of have to block the pressure tool, and then you mix them up. And following directly from that, maybe that's exactly what's happening here, because Goldlewis then goes for a jump, as you can see here. I would assume this is jump heavy slash, maybe it is jump slash, but it looks like what we would call the grappler jump in, right? In that it looks like it has a cross-up hitbox. It can hit you all the way at the front. It can hit you all the way in the back. That is the kind of grappler style of jump. Like Potemkin jump heavy slash works the same way, made famous by characters like Zangief and T-Hawk. Directly following from this attack here, we get our landing, and Goldlewis shows off his dust attack, and he opens the coffin, and the alien friggin' punches you in the face. You get punched in the face by an alien for his dust attack. And anyone trying to tell me this character doesn't deserve to be in Guilty Gear, shut up. Really, what a crazy dust. Obviously, easily the coolest dust attack in the game, right? The one thing to note, and maybe it's because like the explosion and all that kind of stuff, hiding it a little bit, but since Goldlewis is so big, he kind of hides a little bit of the orange glow of the dust attack, so maybe it makes it a little harder to read than the average character. I guess time will have to tell on that one, not too sure. Next up, Arc System Works. They heard your pleas. You said you want Gatlings back in the game, so here's a giant Gatling gun. There you go, problem solved. So as for what's happening here, this first part here, that's the big boy counter, like with all the particle effects and the slowdown. So that, I guess, might have to be standing heavy slash, maybe? I would think it's like be more heavier, longer range, but all things considered, I guess that would have to be, considering it gives the big counter effect that only heavy slash normals do. And as for the Gatling gun, well, hey, it's a Gatling gun. Not much more else needs to really be said about that. Would seem to be a special cancel just because it's coming specifically off whatever caused the counter hit right there. So I guess they're special canceling into it, and decent amount of pushback into a wall, perhaps. The animation seems a little long, so it's one of those deals, if you weren't on the ground, you were like air dashing, it's probably very easy to punish him for doing it. Here we see another little bit of cinematic from the story mode coming up here, looking all concerned. And then we go into another very, very interesting thing. Lasers! So he has a targeting laser, and he summons the GDI ion cannon, or the Hammer of Dawn, or whatever you want to call it, right? So it seems to have a bit of startup time. And this move is definitely a super, right? Because it has a cinematic beforehand. So it seems to track where the enemy is. So going by this example, it's probably best to get someone who is knocked down or like in the process of waking up or something, because maybe the tracking isn't so great on it, I don't know. And once it's locked in, then giant amount of explosions. And once again, while they're locked into the explosion, probably a really good time to force them to like a high-low situation. Overall, bare minimum, looks cool as hell. And coming up, yes, he can run, right? But his run is definitely not the fastest. As we see here, Chip is just completely outspeeding him in the base run. But he isn't a total slow boy, at least he can run. This is another little bit from the story mode, and we have this to close off our trailer. So it looks like the beginning of one of his supers. We've already determined more than likely the ion cannon, the big eye laser, that's one of his supers. So this would be the second one. Considering it has like a big cinematic startup, all that kind of stuff, maybe invincible startup, I don't know, that'd be nice. But either way, it looks like he's definitely going to punch you in the face with the coffin. And that's the trailer. So he is out on the 27th if you have the season pass. Otherwise, you can buy him separately on July the 30th if you don't have the season pass. So sort of keeping in line with the whole Dragon Ball FighterZ style of DLC, which worked fine. Most people were happy with it, so why not do it again? And very kind of them, they gave us a roadmap. So we have Goldlewis here, July 27th. The next character is in August. The third character sometime in 2021. And our final two characters will be in 2022. I have to assume one of them will be very early on in 2022. Last two also come with new stages, and the final one comes with the new story mode. Considering it's a full-on new story mode, that tells me that the final character will either be that man, Asuka, or it will be Happy Chaos, because those would be the two most story-relevant characters. And that is the Goldlewis trailer, my friend. So now before we go, just one more thing. So I got the official press release from Arc System Works, and it might shed some stuff on the alien aspect of the character. So on Goldlewis it says he's been named the Secretary of Absolute Defense, wielding a giant coffin, massive size, and an alleged collection of cryptids. He is a force to be reckoned with. So with that in mind, in the trailer he says these lines.
What's that? You want to know what's in this coffin? Aliens? Don't be ridiculous.
So I think the deal is here, he's saying the aliens are cryptid because he doesn't want anyone to believe in aliens. He's very much doing like the government line, aliens don't exist kind of deal. Even though he's fighting with an alien, no man, that's like a chupacabra, that's a Bigfoot, that's a hot weather balloon. That's not an alien. Don't be crazy. Like, dude is Mr. America, basically, in every level. And as a non-American, I am Canadian myself, one of the big things growing up was American government has to cover up alien stuff, right? That was a big part of what Americana was to me as a kid. And I think that's exactly what they're going for here. Part of Goldlewis's deal is he's trying to cover up aliens. But you know what? Maybe I'm crazy on that. Let me know what you think in the comments below, just on everything in general. And otherwise, my friends, that is the end of the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well. When the time comes, don't worry. This channel will have all the Goldlewis combos, tech, everything you can think of. And until then, go out and play some Guilty Gear.